Action. 3, 2, 1.
Hi guys, it's your guy again, Magic C, and I'm going to be reviewing my 3 best swords I own.
Great. Wow, okay. Why don't we start with the one closest to you? What's that one?
This is the Legend of Zelda, the Master Sword that Link gets, and the only thing I have against the sword is that it didn't come with a strap to hang it on my back. It's always on Link's back, it's never on his hip, it's always on his back.
Right.
And one thing that a lot of people don't know about this sword, even though it's the Master Sword, only since it has the 3 triangles on the Triforce symbol, only Link can wield it. No one else is able to wield the sword. And because Link is the chosen one and has that symbol on his hand, on the back of his hand, that symbol shows that only he's allowed to wield or capable of wielding the Master Sword, kind of like anyone who's worthy can lift up Thor's hammer.
Right.
Same like this. The only one who's worthy is Link.
Worthy, yeah, cool.
But he starts with the Hero Sword, then gets the Master Sword later, and you can see the Master Sword, very extravagant handle.
Yeah, it's heavy. Is it pretty heavy?
It is actually pretty heavy. I'm having a lot of trouble lifting it with one hand.
Wow. Okay.
So that is the Master Sword from Legend of Zelda.
All right.
It's even in the Toon Link games.
Okay.
Because he has just a way smaller version of it. Because he's actually, Toon Link is not the regular Link.
Okay. What do we got next?
This is the Trunks Briefs sword from Dragon Ball Z, signed by the guy who did the voice, Eric Vale.
Wow.
And one of the slogans says, "You should know the sword doesn't make the man." And it's the handle first is leather.
Yeah.
But the reason it's got that split is so it could be a one-hand or a two-handed sword.
Also heavy, right?
It's pretty heavy, but it could be held with one hand, but it's still pretty heavy.
Right.
I think still this is probably the heaviest sword I have though.
And the blade, let's look at the blade. That's pretty cool. What's the indent in the middle for?
It's called the blood gutter, but contrary to the name, it has nothing to do with blood. It's so when someone stabs, they have to use less force because there's less metal that they're holding.
Oh.
So it makes the blade a little lighter and a little bit more aerodynamic. So when someone stabs, it goes in easier without. But the only problem with that is the lacerations are much finer because there's no outdent or whatever. It just makes the laceration a bit smaller, which is a problem. But if you're stabbing a guy like 13 times, they're gonna die.
Yeah.
So that's the only. I find it weird it's called a blood gutter, but it's not anything to do with blood. And even though it's not really that extravagantly decorated, it's just kind of like more really basic.
Nice though.
It's nice, but it's just really basic. There's like no engravings on the blade or anything. Right. It's just
Right. Okay.
And kind of being the people they are in the show, Trunks can stop if someone else tries to use a sword on him, he can stop the blade with one finger.
Wow. Great.
I think partially because he's just partially Saiyan. He's half alien race that are bred for fighting, more or less. Like they literally procreate to fight.
Wow. Stormtroopers. Bred for fighting.
Well, that's what they are. Their whole race is fighting. That's all they do.
Right.
They breathe, sleep, and
so this one is really. Let's see Can we start with the handle?
Yeah, there's a dragon on the handle here.
Yeah.
There's a dragon on both ends of the. And there's There's also a dragon in the middle.
Wow.
Like a griffin almost. There's like a griffin in the middle. And then the blade is pretty long.
Yeah.
It's got very nice engravings on the blade. Very nice art.
Yeah.
And this is the sword that King Arthur pulled out of the stone because this is the sword Excalibur.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of people may not know when you look at the sword, this sword is pretty much perfectly symmetrical.
Oh, yeah.
Even in the designs, it's like perfectly symmetrical.
Right.
Except for maybe the griffin, but like the dragons and everything else is symmetrical.
Cool.
Like on both sides, the dragon is symmetrical, and the art is symmetrical on both sides, and this is symmetrical on both sides.
And is this one of the heavier ones or less?
I would say this is heavy, but it's not necessarily because I say this is heavy, but I think basically this is not used for fighting. Because this is more for knighting and more ceremonial purposes because it's really well decorated. And if you whenever a king knights a knight, he uses two hands, so he'd be holding the sword with two hands anyways.
Right.
So that's why it's heavy, but it's only heavy because it's not basically a sword used in combat.
Okay. So of these three, which is your favorite?
I would probably say this one because it's signed.
Nice.
Well, maybe not my favorite. This is the most valuable because it's signed. This is probably my favorite sword because I'm really into gaming.
Cool.
But it's basically on different thoughts. This is my favorite because it's an anime sword and I love anime. This is my favorite sword because I love gaming. So it depends on the mood I'm in.
Right.
But I do have a bonus sword to show.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I do.
Wow. Let's see. Wow.
This sword is a real sword. It's my grandfather's naval sword.
Wow. How old is it?
It's
What war did he?
Well, it wasn't war. It was Navy. It wasn't army. It was Navy.
No, but was he in a war?
No, he wasn't in the war. He was just in the in the naval
okay.
services. He wasn't really in battle. But
okay, let's see it though. It looks beautiful. Wow. Can I see a close up?
yeah, it's a really nice decorated blade too.
Wow, that's incredible. Yeah, just rotate it a little bit. Wow.
And don't ask me, it has the Star of David on the bottom of the blade, but he's not Jewish, so I don't know why it has that.
Right, interesting.
But yeah, this sword is super, super light.
Oh.
And it has, on the sheath, it has two ways to attach it to your belt.
Right.
The higher up one is you have to like draw it because it's usually draw when it's low on your hip. And this one's hooked so it's like that. So like if you're standing at attention or like with the queen or whatever,
right,
it would be more just like part of the outfit, not really drawing it for a fight.
Got it. Wow.
So this sword is about 86, 90 years old.
Wow. That is awesome. Let's
and
see the handle again. It's really...
yeah, it's really...
Yeah, let's see it from that angle. Yeah, turn it this way. Wow, very cool. That's a bonus. Okay, anything else would you like to tell the audience?
The only thing about these swords to buy, this one's about $200. This one and these two together, since they're bought at a con, like at other places, they will expect you to bargain with them to lower the price. These were $350, but I got them for $300.
Good. Right.
Both swords together.
Good tip.
So it was like $150 each sword, even though they were $350, but I got them both for $300.
So you could find these at cons then?
Yeah, usually I found these both at Comic-Con, actually. Anime North has more memorabilia, but not necessarily weapons.
Okay.
They do have a few weapons, yes, but not as many as these. And this you can only find at Medieval Times. And this was about $200.
Great. Thank you. This was so interesting and informative.
All right.
Till next time.
Till next time, Karen Petrov signing out.